Hey, what's up everyone? I'm Anto, and on today's episode I'll be introducing you guys to a new concept that I'll be bringing into my content of videos with my weekly videos of food challenges and whatnot. And once a week I've decided to make a video that I would like to call and introduce to you guys by the name of Tea Time with Anto. That's why I have my nice red mug here with my chamomile, because it is nighttime from the vicinities of where I'm living. And I'm getting ready to go to bed, so I thought to myself, if I'm going to be reading myself before bed, might as well read to everybody else, and so we can all get a good night's sleep. Just kidding. Reason why I personally like to read before going to bed and throughout my day when I have spare time is because reading does tap into your subconscious, and your subconscious is strongest when you are sleeping. That's when you are at your highest self. That way I can manifest the desires of my subconscious mind, and that is why I'm introducing this book called Think and Grow Rich. So the purpose of this episode is to read one page out of various books that I'm currently reading, and in order to see what we can get out of it, and see at the same time how it can help us become and grow into better people. So with that said, enough with the mumbo jumbo, and let's just jump right into it. So let's get comfy and let's have a good read. So my first book is a book by Napoleon Hill, which I've been reading by the names of Think and Grow Rich. It is a book which just helps with manifesting and not having fears in mainly business, but whatever you apply into your personal life, you can apply into your business life, into your relationships, into your friendships, and so forth. So that's why I find this book very powerful, in the sense of it does preach persistence, and I am a firm believer of persistence, perseverance, and positivity, and all three of those are in this book. So that's why I will be selecting random pages, one page of each book. I have other books here that I'll introduce, and then we'll see what we can get from it, reflect on it, and hopefully grow from it and apply it to our daily lives. Alright guys, so let's dig in. Alright, so I'm just going to pick a random page in this book and see what we get from it. Alright, so keep in mind, it might not all make sense because I am opening a random page, so there might be the ending of another page and so forth. Anyways, I'm sure you guys have read before, so let's start reading. Alright, so page 53 on auto-suggestion. That is freaking fantastic. And right before bed, a page on auto-suggestion. Alright, let's do this. So, the secret of mental power. Look at that. That's sick. Alright, so, skepticism, in connection with all new ideas, is characteristic of all human beings. But if you follow the instructions outlined, your skepticism will soon be replaced by belief. And this, in turn, will soon become crystallized into absolute faith. Many philosophers have made the statement that man is the master of his own earthly destiny, but most of them have failed to say why he is the master. The reason that man may be the master of his own earthly status, and especially his financial status, is thoroughly explained in this chapter. Man may become the master of himself and of his environment because he has the power to influence his own subconscious mind. Well, the actual performance of transmuting desire into money involves the use of autosuggestion as an agency by which one may reach and influence the subconscious mind. The other principles are simply tools with which to apply autosuggestion. Keep this thought in mind, and you will at all times be conscious of the important part of the principle of autosuggestion is to play in your efforts to accumulate money through the methods described in this book. After you have read the entire book, come back to this chapter and follow in spirit and in action this instruction. Read the entire chapter aloud once every night until you become thoroughly convinced that the principle of autosuggestion is sound and that it will accomplish for you all that has been claimed for it. As you read, underscore with a pencil every sentence which impresses you favorably. Well, that's funny. I was just talking about going to bed, reading before bed taps into your subconscious mind, and the first page I flipped into is about auto-suggestion and subconsciousness. Freaking powerful. See, I projected it, it came back through me to you. Let's hope this helps people. So this is a book about auto-suggestion and desire and manifestation and so forth. That is a sip of chamomile tea with a little bit of honey and a little bit of stevia. So good. All right, and I'm just gonna read 2 books tonight. Reflect, see what we get from it, and then on my next episodes I'll be reading other books which I'm reading at the same time. Another book that I'm reading and I'm enjoying is called Stop Doing That by Gary John Bishop. Basically, this is a book on end self-sabotage and demand your life back. So a lot of times unknowingly we sabotage ourselves, or we are our own worst enemies with daily routines or reactions or actions that we've installed into ourselves, bad habits, without even knowing it. And with time we've identified ourselves to these types of excuses that we give ourselves for as to why our life is the way it is, or why things happen to us, or whatever. Not we always have excuses for everything, or we identify ourselves to a certain scenario that, oh, woe is me, life is so hard because and so we unknowingly attract this kind of stuff into our lives. So this book is great to break that. It's very crude, it's direct and straight to the point. So let's just pick a random page, see what it gives, and hopefully it will work in our favor. Okay. All right. Okay, so page 65, The Magic Little Sponge. So, perspective check. You currently exist on a planet inhabited by millions of species of animals, draped in oceans and mountains, with gushing volcanoes and waterfalls and creeping deserts. Spinning in an endless universe, with stars and suns, solar systems that stretch wildly beyond anything your limited little imagination can muster. And yet, you're effed up because your job sucks, and you're carrying more weight than you want, or your nose is bigger than your friend's, or your phone is 3 models older than everyone else's. That's what this life of yours has become. 2. A competition. The pursuit of love or admiration or things. You've wrapped up this miracle, your life, in the mundane web of petty, shallow expressions of what it is to be alive. Then you wonder why you're not happy or satisfied or fulfilled. I mean, it's right in front of your face. I'm not even asking you to be grateful. Boy, that gratitude thing has been done to death. I'm asking you to check in, to wake up to something a little grander than your belly button, a little grander than your belly button and your myriad of trifling concerns. To begin to take stock of what you have turned this life of yours into. As you sit here reading through words, this is your opportunity. This is your shot. You, like most human, let's go to the next page. Like most human beings, have allowed your life to drift, to meander from one drama to the next without any substantial intervention from you. That's not a put down, but rather something for you to finally come to terms with. Whatever you have done or not done, it's just been the kind of substantive force of nature required to elicitate real life change. If you truly want this to end, you have to get committed, to give yourself fully to the notion that you are once and for all done with that life that you have had to this point. It is time to interrupt that drift, put an end to it. Okay. So stop. There's a little hair. So what I get from that is stop making excuses for yourself and just finally admit to yourself what life truly is. And it's not a competition, and it's right that we tend to make little problems take over our lives, and we have them consume us as to, like you were saying, our phone is 3 models older, whoop-de-doo, our nose is bigger than our friends, so forth. So we tend to find these little things to drag us down when in reality they don't really matter, because they're not necessities. For me, if my nose is bigger than my friends, I really don't mind. It just means I have a greater sense of smell. And if my phone is 3 models older, that just means I'm into vintage things, and I own that. Yeah. Alright guys, so that's for it for today, for Tea Time with Anto. I hope these 2 books can reach out to you in some shape, form, or matter. I will be going through them more thoroughly throughout the episodes as they go on. I also have other books that I'll be introducing to you. We're going to finish them off together. Well, not finish them off, but I'm currently finishing 4 books at once. And then once I finish these 4 books, we'll get as many pages, as many verses and words that can empower us until it's exhausted from these books. And then once I find that the message gets repetitive and redundant, we'll move on to other books and see what messages we can get from there. And at the same time, hopefully, we can all grow together, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And with that said, thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy today's episode, you can always click on the subscribe button below. And next to it is the little bell, ding, 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 which you can click in order to get notifications for when I do post my new videos. And with that, I appreciate very much for you guys tuning in and spending these few minutes with me. And that, I will let you guys go. And have yourselves a good night.